Hey, I'm Daddy Clay.
And I'm Daddy Brad.
Welcome back to the DadLab Lounge, where we're a little depressed about money. Because I'm doing some research for a lab segment on college savings, and it's got me a little bummed out. But it's got me thinking about how do you start to teach kids about money, and when should you start doing it? What's the best way to do that?
Allowance. Give your children allowance.
No, it's stupid.
An allowance is the best way.
Terrible.
It's the best way to teach kids about money management.
It doesn't work.
Why
it
not?
doesn't work. It's dumb.
What are you talking about?
Okay, first of all, when do you start? When do you start giving allowance?
I think you should start the moment that the child understands that money is something that you give to someone, and then that someone gives them something they want. So, 3, 4.
You can give a 4-year-old allowance.
Absolutely.
They're going to eat it.
That's
You're going to be cleaning their allowance out of their diaper, dude.
They're going to understand utility.
Okay. I'm not. Okay, so you start at age 4.
4.
And what do you suspect that children are going to do? I mean, you give the children this money, and what do you suspect they're going to do with that money?
Other than eat it?
Other than eat it.
Okay, they are going to buy things. They're going to ask you to buy the things that they really want, the things that they see on TV.
Exactly. Yeah. They're going to buy stuff that you won't buy them.
Yeah.
They take that money and they buy all the stuff that you don't want them to have.
Absolutely.
Why would you enable a child to go buy 5 pounds of Snickers when what you know is that's what you don't want, that's what you say no to?
Because they are going to understand about money and utility by their success and failures. They're going to buy 5 pounds of Snickers with their allowance, and they're going to eat 1 and it's great. And then they're going to eat 2 and it's great, and then they eat 3 and they're going to have a stomach ache, and they say, maybe I shouldn't have spent all my money on these Snickers because I got a stomach ache.
He's sticking your finger in the electrical socket school of parenting. It's ridiculous. You're smart, you're the adult, you know they shouldn't eat Snickers, you tell them no.
Yeah.
So first of all, they use the money. Second of all, you
got to learn to swim. You got to learn to swim. The only way to learn to swim is jump into the river.
You're in a situation where suddenly the child has money, you're telling them not to spend it, and they start to have a lot of money. And we ran into a situation where the child had the most cash of anybody in the house.
Happens to me all the time.
It's dangerous.
Yeah, you get to take a little bit.
I steal it.
Yeah.
I don't give it back.
That teaches them to be very, very careful about where they leave things laying around.
It's not good though. I mean, it's not good. What if the kid catches you in there pimping a fiber because you're a little bit light and you got to pay the babysitter?
That's going to cost
that's
you.
Not good. It's like I have this domestic Enron thing going on in my house. I'm embezzling from my 8-year-old.
Yeah, that will teach them not to leave their stuff laying around.
So,
don't leave your bicycle out on the front lawn because it's going to get stolen. Don't leave your cash laying around in your room because Daddy's going to come and snake it.
So it's sort of the reverse tooth fairy. And so to deal with that, the other thing I thought would be a good lesson is we opened a bank account.
That's good.
Because he has this excess cash. You got to put it. So we put the money in the bank. But the problem with that is now the kid's got like $200.
Good.
He's going to buy a chainsaw with that. I mean, he's going to buy a case of hand grenades. I mean, he wants to buy a golf cart. He's going to kill himself with that money. I've got to hide it from him.
You can tell him what he can and can't buy. You have to establish some ground rules.
I need to take that money. I need to take that money.
What are you, a communist?
Away from him.
Are you a communist?
He can't handle it.
Well, exactly. He
Allowance
can't handle it. And
is a bad thing.
He can't handle it. He's going to learn by the mishandling of money. It's better that he learns how to do this at 5, 6, 7 rather than 25, 6, 7. Because you get to college, you got a MasterCard. It's time to get your snack on. Oh wait, our kids
doesn't have to worry about college.
Yeah, our kids aren't going to college because it's too expensive.
Oh, I'm so broke.
Yeah, you can always borrow a $5 from your boy.